Welcome to Amy's Bookshelf
Good
Reviews
evening, listeners.
podcast.
I'm Amy Shannon,
Conversations,
and tonight we have
revelations,
two
and
guests with us.
inspirations behind
Thank
the
you
books.
for joining us, and will
You
you
never
please
know where the
introduce yourself
conversation will lead
and
us,
let people know
so
how they
let's
can
find
connect
out.
with you.
Hey, I am Sean Allen. I'm an editor at Autonomous Press, and the best way to get a hold of me would be through the Autonomous Press website, which is autpress.com.
Cool.
My name is Mark Nobles. I'm a writer and brand new editor with Autonomous Press. And the best way to get a hold of me is through my website, markanobleswriter.com.
Great. So, I know that you both were coming on to discuss anthology, but can you tell us a little bit about Autonomous Press?
Yeah,
Did I pronounce that right? Got that right, right?
Yes,
Okay.
Autonomous Press has been around for, I guess about 12 years now, which is a long time for a small press. I'm
Yeah.
really proud that the press has had some staying power. We started off as a group of authors who had trouble getting published. A lot of the types of work that they were producing was just not what the big publishers were looking for.
Right.
And so we banded together and put our resources together to start up a small press. It's primarily disabled and autistic authors that sort of combined their creative powers to launch the press. Go ahead, Mark. You want to? You have anything to add to that?
Well, I just would say that, I got hooked up with these folks. I saw a call for submissions on Spoon Knife, and I thought it was great. And so I submitted to volume 6, was my first submission. And so when I got accepted, I was very, very lucky and very proud. And then volume 7 came along, and I was like, what the heck? And so I submitted again. And then when volume 8 rolled around, I was like, these people have to be getting tired of me. So I wasn't really planning on submitting, and I can't remember who it was, if it was Sean or one of the other folks, but shipped me an email going, hey, you got anything? And so I was like, yeah. And so I've been submitting and luckily enough to be published in the anthology ever since. And then after 10 came out, Sean reached out and asked if I would like to co-edit this with him. And I'm one of those people that I'll do anything once, sounded like a lot of fun. It was certainly a project that I was very proud to be a part of, and very honored to be asked to help to co-edit. And I told him going in, I said, I've never done this. I'm going to be flying blind. I'll just do the best I can. And Sean's been a great teacher and leader throughout this process, trying to get volume 11 in shape. And I'm just very proud to be a part of it.
Well, congratulations. That being an editor is very difficult. I do freelance editing when I have time. So I'm actually
I like being on the writing side a lot better so far than on the editing side. That is absolutely.
I completely agree. I can edit other people's work, but my own stuff, it's like, don't edit your own stuff. Well, you do, but then you need someone else to look at it, or read it to you. That's one of the things I've found that if I read it out loud, whether it's my own or someone else's, then I'm forced to read every single word, and then I can know if it sounds right with dialogue, or if there's something that just doesn't flow right, that when you have to read every single word, then you kind of catch it quick.
Well, I really enjoy both editing and writing. I have a lot more experience on the writing side. The first time I was editor of Spoon Knife 6, which, Mark, you said that was your first time publishing with the Spoon Knife anthology. That was also my first taste as a assistant editor. And then Spoon Knife 9, which came out last year, is my first time as lead editor. And that was just a great experience. I really loved it. I love the creative challenge of taking a slush pile, of just all of this material that other people have written on a particular theme, and then finding a way to pull out ones that best exemplify the theme and complement one another to create a finished product that is satisfying. And I'm just really happy with how Spoon Knife 9 Numbers came out. It was a numbers theme for that book, and people submitted stories about their relationship with numbers. Also, poetry and memoir was, we had some really excellent poetry and memoir that was submitted along with the fiction. And so the way we operate is that Spoon Knife is just constantly churning. So right now, Spoon Knife, even as we speak, Spoon Knife 10 is coming out. Is probably later this month, beginning of next month. Spoon Knife 10 Polarities was the theme of that issue. Will be out. And currently we are accepting submissions for Spoon Knife 11, which is the theme of remnants. And that's the one that Mark is co-editing with me.
So, Spoon Knife, where did that come?
That's a great question. It's an evocative name, isn't it? Well,
yeah, it's not like spork or anything,
That makes me think of sporks. Well, a spoon knife is a tool for making spoons. So it's a specially shaped knife for carving spoons, and it's kind of a in joke within the disability, especially the autistic community, to talk about spoon theory. If you've ever heard people talking about spoons, I don't have spoons for that. That's sort of a shorthand for you start off the day with a certain number of spoons, and you have to expend spoons to get through your day. And this is something that non-disabled people often don't understand, because things that might be effortless for them take a great deal of effort for a disabled person. And so if you only start off with 5 spoons, you got to think really carefully, how am I going to spend my 5 spoons today? Because I can't spend 10, I've only got 5.
Well, that's actually really interesting. I mean, I became disabled because of an incident, but my son is a high functioning autistic, and he also had, I say had bipolar because he put it in remission himself. So I haven't heard the spoon theory, but I actually like that. I think I'm gonna have to share that with him.
It's a useful way of sort of explaining the limited capacity that you have to get through your day. And so the idea of Spoon Knife is we're trying to give you the ability to have more spoons. And so it's that was really the inception of the original Spoon Knife, and then we've kind of carried that forward for the 10 years now. It's just amazing it's been going that long. It really is a labor of love. This is not a moneymaker for us. It's something we publish every year just because it's it's my favorite anthology. I just really enjoy the stories and the viewpoints that appear within Spoon Knife. It's unlike what you see in other places. It sort of has its own spirit to it. And I'm just very pleased that we've been able to keep it going all these years.
No, that is amazing, because I know that, sometimes what we write, or especially disabled, whether it's physical or emotional, or, some type of, disability, that, those people that write, they get passed over because of that. Or someone tries to basically take away their voice. I once edited a book, and the person who wrote it was autistic, And I did my best to not, I corrected some things, but if I wasn't sure of something, I wanted to make double check. And then I sent it back to it. His aunt has submitted to me, and she's like, I found so many mistakes. I'm like, no, that is how he wrote it, and that's how it should be written. I said, if I corrected all that, then I would have taken away some from him, and I don't do that. Um, just because it's not grammatically correct or it's a phrase or something that, is only known to him, it doesn't matter. It's his work, his voice. So I really, I think it's wonderful um, to have, you know, you're giving these authors opportunities. And I know some people think that, oh, yeah, if you're writing for an anthology, that just means you're just kind of riding on the shoulders of someone else who might be more famous in that anthology. And I don't believe in that at all. I think every story deserves to be read in an anthology. And with all this, it makes me want to go back to Spoon Knife One. I'm gonna have to get the collection. So yeah, because I went on Amazon and I saw that there's 9 that are published. So you said 10 is coming out soon, and you're still doing submissions for Knife 11. So I know that we did me and Talia in her literary commentary for April. We mentioned that was still, it was a call for submissions. So we got that out there, and now we just got it out there again.
Well, thank you for that. Yeah, if you Google Spoon Knife, you'll find it. If you go to octpress.com, you will find the call for submissions if you want details on that. Also, weirdbooksforweirdpeople.com, I should mention. If you have trouble remembering Octpress, you can also type in weird books for weird people. That might be more memorable.
Oh, I like that. I'm a weird
Yes.
person.
We pride ourselves in publishing weird books.
I think that's great. It is. It's not the norm what everybody thinks that you have to write, and I think it's just amazing. For your anthologies, do you kind of like set like how many stories you want per anthology? Like one might not, I'm gonna say 100, but um are they similar in length, like the whole anthology?
Yeah, we sort of we don't want the book to get too big because then the cover price is too high.
Yeah.
So we sort of aim for a sweet spot. Usually it's going to be 20, 25 contributors per book. It depends on how long the pieces are. It'll be less in some volumes if we have longer submissions. Spoon Knife 9 was actually our highest number, was 34
Wow.
individual contributors. And part of the reason for that was because there's a lot of poetry and shorter work. So we're able to include more voices in Spoon Knife 9.
So if someone submits, say, a story or an essay or whatever, so is there like a word count for that? I mean, poetry is short, I know that, or some poems can be very long, but I was just wondering if there's like a length of what they have to be under a certain amount of words or something.
We don't have a hard rule on that. We do say, I think, in our call for submissions that we're looking for 10,000 words or less. Most short stories tend to be around 5,000 words.
Yeah.
We do, Mark can tell you, sometimes we get some very long submissions, and that he's shaking his head because we only have so much room in an anthology. So
Right. Yeah.
work, we're going to have a better chance of getting in than a longer work. It would have to be a really exceptional, a really good fit for the theme for us to choose a really long piece, like a 20,000 word piece. We have occasionally done that, but generally we're going to lean more towards the shorter work.
So for the submissions, do the people that submit, is the requirement that they are disabled or autistic?
No, not at all. We are open to all kinds of voices. We are particularly interested in voices from the periphery. So people that maybe would be writing something that would not be published elsewhere. A lot of LGBT authors will submit to us, disabled people, but really international authors is really anybody who has something they want to say on the theme. And our current theme is remnants. So whatever that makes you think of, your interesting take on remnants, we're interested in your work. And I would say we are very interested, particularly in genre bending. So we don't really want to be one particular genre. We really enjoy work that is, you read it and you're not sure, was that sci-fi or was that, what did I just read?
Yeah,
And if you're asking yourself that question at the end, it's probably a spoon knife submission.
that sounds really cool. I mean, what's the difference between a space opera and sci-fi? And I get them like space opera. Hmm. Then to me, it's just sci-fi. So, but I like that. Um, so, Sean, do you contribute to the anthologies as well?
Yes, it's maybe it's cheating to submit to your own anthology because you know the editor because you are the editor. uh,
Do you
but
have
yes,
someone else edit for you?
what's that?
Do you have someone else edit for you though?
Yes, I think everybody needs an editor,
Yeah, that's true.
and I think anybody can benefit from a good editor. Um, but yes, I have included my own stories in the submissions, and Mark as well. And really, I think that is I see it as a creative collaboration, and it's a way of getting to know authors as well. So it really is an entry point for our press. So if you're interested in publishing a novel with us, say, a good place to start would be with submitting something to the anthology. And that gives you a chance to interact with us, see if it's a good fit, if you like working with us, and we gives us a chance to see if we like working with you. And if it seems like a good working relationship, then we can have that next discussion about, well, let's look at your book manuscript.
Yeah, well, you must like Mark then.
Yes, it's really a way of drawing people in, like Mark. We're getting free labor out of him to help us. Actually, not completely free, but essentially free. This is a labor of love. It does not pay much, but it is a lot of fun. It's a good experience, and it is how our press brings in new talent, is by um, finding those people that we have good working relationships with and that we want to do more creative collaborations with.
Yeah, I completely understand. I mean, um, I've been doing my book reviews um, since I started in 2014, and it just kind of grew. And but I really enjoy the relationships that I've been able to um, have with authors from around the world, and they could be a first-time author. Um, I read pretty much anything that I can get my hands on, and I love, like now with the podcast, I've been talking to a lot of authors that I've been reading for years, or new ones, and I can't wait to go through these anthologies. Sounds like I have like 9 to read right now, but I will do that. And I j- I understand, and I really commend you for, because a lot of people that you know especially people with autism or, you know, Asperger's, sometimes, people look at them in a way that they don't think that they could write or they could tell their story. And I find that very, for me, disheartening, because somebody tells me, yeah, someone with autism wrote this book, I'm like, I can't wait to read it. my son actually wants me to, and I started, but he wants me to tell his story. And so I'm telling it, I'm going to tell it as our story, our family story, because, though he was the one that had autism and bipolar, it also affected how our family reacted to him. And he grew up to, he just grew up to be someone that, when he was younger, I didn't know what it was going to be like when he reached adulthood. And I'm just so impressed by him. And now I'm at a point I'm like, where he's helping me out more than I'm helping him. And I'm like, William, you're my memory. Because my dad used to say that to me. And now I tell him that because I'm like, I don't know what I did yesterday, but I remember 40 years ago. So, um, yeah, at some point I started it and then I go do so many other things. But sometimes it's harder to write your own story
Mm.
because he used to be like, I don't want to be reminded of what I did in the past. This is who I am now. And I couldn't be prouder of him. What are the things that sometimes it rubs people the wrong way, but I love it. Even if I don't like what comes out of his mouth, is that he is unedited. He is so blunt. He will tell you what he thinks it is. And and if you disagree, he goes, well, this is my opinion and I have the right to my own opinion. And if I say something, he's like, Mom, I'm a grown adult. And he's like, and I can do what I want. I'm like, you're right. That's perfect. And I just love that. And um when you're with someone, you know, I saw him struggle a lot growing up. And he's not now. I'm gonna live with him the rest of my life as long as I can. And then he has his twin brother that would take care of, help him out because he's learning how to be very independent. So I think it's remarkable what you guys have done. You're letting these people who wouldn't normally be able to share their stories, and you're opening their world, and I think that is extremely amazing. And like I said, I gotta read all of them. So, um, and if you ever have any of the other authors that are part of any of your anthologies that want to come on the show, I would be glad to. I have various segments. I have this one, which is instead of interview, it's now called Conversations. Um, but if they have a certain genre or something, I would love to. I would be honored for any one of your authors come on the show and send me their work, anything like that. And of course, you guys can always come back. It would be great, when you wrap up and get ready for 11 or, after, number 10 gets released. Now I know what spoon knife means. So I learned something today. So that's really great. Uh, so, Mark, I wanted to ask you what made you decide to submit to the first time?
I was drawn to the mission. I mean, it's really rare.
Yeah.
And just quite honestly, they were listed as being located in Texas. I live in Texas, and so I'm always looking for Texas publishers. And so that's how they first kind of popped up. And so then I saw that and started, got a couple of of the spoon knives, and I just I, I have I had a lot of trouble. One of my blocks is when I have to write to a theme, and these are all themed. And so the first couple of submissions, I'll be honest, I don't think I've ever told Sean this. I was going back through my pile that hadn't seen the light of day yet. And I'm like, ooh, please, maybe I have something. I can't remember what the theme was for 6.
Rest stop.
Rest stop. Yeah. And I had a story set just in a rest stop that hadn't found publication. And so I was like, bingo. And then as I just went along and got with it, it really, that's one of the things about submitting to these, is it's helped me kind of get over that issue of, because if you want me not to write about something, tell me I have to write about something. 'Cause then I will just sit there and stare at the keyboard.
Yeah, you're not allowed to write anymore.
Yeah, and so it was a lot of fun and just such a great challenge, and I was just so proud to just contribute to what these people were putting out into the world. And I just wanted to be a part of that.
That's amazing. I really that is so amazing. I want to thank you both for being on the show. I really enjoyed our conversation, and we definitely will talk again. And like I said, if any of your authors want to be on the show, we do also. I do. Well, this one is video, but for those who may be camera shy, I will do audio only. If there's an author who wants me to share their work, but they're too nervous to, even be on the air at all, I will dedicate a whole episode about talking about their work for them on their behalf. So, because I know a lot of people are like, oh no, I can't, makes them nervous. I've had people that have been on here and they were the first, this was the first time and they were nervous and stuff. But with me, it's always, it's not just about the book, the story, it's what's behind it. And I think you guys see that as well, because there's a lot of, I'm sure there's a lot of stories behind what you have put in those anthologies. So I think that's very interesting. So again, thank you for being on the show, and I hope you will come and join me again. And thank you, audience, for listening. Feel free to comment on this show or any show and join me again next week. And if you want to check out my work, you can just Google me. I'm Amy Shannon. Be safe, be well, and always be kind.
Thank you for listening to Amy's Bookshelf Reviews podcast. If you wish to be a guest on the show, you can go to amysbookshelfreviews.com/podcast and schedule your pre-recording. Please follow this podcast on Spotify, even if you listen to it on other streaming sites. Also, this podcast is on every first Monday and last Monday of the month at 7 p.m. and every Sunday at 6 and 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Amy Shannon. Be safe, be well, and always be kind.